This village was erased from maps, but not from memory. No map shows this village anymore. Travel records avoid mentioning it, but locals still whisper about a place deep in the forest, where bells rang every night at exactly 3:03 a.m. Not from a church, not from cattle, but from something no one had ever seen. The strange part, the ringing always stopped the moment someone tried to find where it was coming from. Until one night, someone finally did. And the village was never the same again. Ravenswood village was once peaceful. Only 47 people lived there, mostly farmers. No crime, no disappearances, no reason to fear the dark. Until the bells started. At first, it was just one resident who mentioned hearing them. Then another. Within a week, everyone was waking up at the same time. 3:03 a.m. every single night. The villagers searched for the source. They checked animal collars, old wells, even the abandoned chapel outside the village. Nothing. But one elderly woman claimed something disturbing. She said the bells weren't ringing. They were calling, and they only rang when someone in the village was about to die. People laughed it off. 3 days later, she was found lifeless in her bed. No illness, no warning, just gone. After her death, the bells grew louder. Now they didn't sound far away. They sounded close, too close. Some villagers reported hearing them right outside their windows. But whenever they looked, the streets were empty, except for one detail multiple residents described. A tall figure standing near the tree line, watching the village, never moving. Ethan, a schoolteacher, decided to prove it was all superstition. One night, when the bells began ringing, he stepped outside with a lantern. The sound immediately stopped. Silence swallowed the entire village. Then he heard it. One bell, right behind him. When he turned, the figure was no longer near the forest. It was standing in the middle of the road. Impossible. He hadn't heard footsteps. Frozen in fear, Ethan noticed something unnatural. The figure was too tall. Its arms hung lower than humanly possible, and its head tilted slightly, like it was studying him. Then the bells rang again, but this time, they weren't echoing through the air. They were coming from the figure itself. With every slow step it took, the ringing grew louder. Ethan ran. The next morning, villagers found his lantern lying in the road, still lit, but Ethan was gone. No footprints, no struggle, nothing. That was the first disappearance. Within a month, 7 more followed, always after the bells. Always at 3:03, panic took over Ravenswood. Families packed overnight. Doors were left open. Meals untouched. One family claimed they saw the figure standing on their rooftop. Just before fleeing, soon. Only 2 residents remained, both elderly, both too stubborn to leave. One night, a traveler passing through saw every house door swinging open at once, as if something had just walked through the entire village. Years later, authorities finally investigated. They found the village completely empty, but in the center stood a newly built bell tower. No record showed who constructed it. When officers stepped closer, the bell rang exactly once, though there was no rope, no wind, and no one there to pull it. That same night, both officers requested permanent transfer. Neither ever spoke about what they saw. Today, Ravenswood is forbidden territory. Yet hikers claim that if you camp within 5 miles, You might wake up at exactly 3:03 a.m. to the sound of a bell. Search for it, and it will stop. Ignore it, and you may see something standing just beyond the trees, waiting, listening, counting. So, if you ever hear bells in the middle of nowhere, don't follow them. Because some villages aren't abandoned. They're guarded.